Sorry, hi everyone. This is my second video. This is gonna be my video introducing to my reptiles. Just my reptiles today because my dogs are outside getting their outside time. So I'll have another video where you get to meet Micro and Hercules. But for now, you're gonna meet my 3 snakes and my gecko. My animal room has really crappy lighting, so I'm gonna have to bring them into my bedroom to show you. So I'm gonna have to. There's gonna be several breaks in this movie, just so you know. So first one I'm gonna show you is Seether, and I'm gonna go get him now. Hey everyone, this is Seether. This is where it all got started for me. This is my baby. He's the one that I was talking about in the first video that I, received for $60, and he was not in good shape at all. He's severely well-tempered. I mean, he lets me touch his head and everything. And I do apologize. He is just now beginning to shed his shed cycle, so he doesn't look the greatest. But as you can see, he is great. I mean, he really is. Does not care me touching him at all. The snake is pretty amazing. During this December of 2011, he went missing for a week in our house. And it's actually kind of funny how it happened, because I was feeding my leopard gecko because she was blind at the time, and I was feeding him and my husband had him on the floor not paying attention, and neither was I. So next thing we knew, he was gone, and let me tell you, I was upset. This was my baby, this great snake, and he showed back up on New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve, on the shelf in the top of our bedroom. That's pretty amazing. I guess he can climb pretty good. But he is just a normal ball python, which, I don't know, he has some pretty funky patterning. So I kind of want to breed him just to see if there is anything in there or anything, but I don't know. He is 4 feet long. He's pretty big for a male. He weighs about 3.2 pounds right now. Let's see. Yeah. Like I said, he's just a great snake. This is where it started for me. I love this snake. It's my baby. Yeah. I hope you guys like him. He's pretty cool. Alright, let me go get my second reptile, which is going to be my leopard gecko. I'm doing in order as I have received them. Leopard gecko is going to be pretty interesting, and I'm actually going to make a whole separate video on her just to show you what happens when you don't take care of your reptiles and you don't know what you're doing from these stupid people I got her from. So, but I'm going to show you her now. So, alright, I'm going to go. Alright everyone, this is Dot. I think she might be a morph. I think she might be a black-eyed acoustic. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure how you say it. It's kind of hard to tell though. I mean, I don't really know much about the morphs when it comes to leopard geckos. Like I said, this is Dot. My husband calls her a little miss. She only weighs about 25, 28 grams. And she, believe it or not, she's put on a lot of weight since we first got her. She was a rescue. She was the female leopard gecko that came with the other female leopard gecko that had died of impactation. When we got her, she had several layers of shed on her eyes. And her eyes ended up sealing up. So she could not see, she could not eat. And then it came back even worse, where there's bulging, nasty stuff off her eyes. And finally, just with love, really, love of TLC paying attention to her, that stuff literally popped out of her eyes, and underneath it were eyeballs, believe it or not. She's only been seeing for about a month now, and I've had her for 5 or 6 months. And during the time when she could not eat, we fed her the stuff that this recipe that was made by Golden Gate Geckos, I believe it's called. It's a pretty popular recipe. It's like a slurry for leopard geckos. She liked it a lot. But now she does great. She can hunt on her own. She eats like 8 crickets at a time. She likes mealworms. I feed her occasionally waxworms just to try to put a little weight on her. She doesn't like them that much though. Right now she's soaking because she still has a little bit of problem with shedding. So I try to monitor that really closely because I don't want the same thing to happen to her. But most rescues, I try to put them up to rehome again. But my husband and I decided that just everything we went through with her and how much connection we've gotten with her, and just the pretty much just how close we've gotten to her just because of all this stuff, we decided that we were going to keep her because we just don't really trust anyone else with her. The only way I trust her with someone is a very experienced leopard gecko owner or breeder. I mean, someone that's just looking for a new pet. I mean, yes, they're great beginner pets, but she's been through enough. I feel like, she should be treated well right now. So, like I said, I'm gonna make a whole video on her later just to show you guys everything all the stages that she went through, and yeah, I'll try to post the recipe up on that video too also. So, yep, now it's time for Miss Burst. That one's actually my husband's snake. It's a hypo boa, so I'm gonna go get her and take care of this crying baby over here. Everyone, so this is Burst. She's also in shed. Her and Seether are like on the same cycle, kind of like women with their menstrual cycle. I call this my husband's snake. This is the only snake that I have right now that we've purchased at a pet store. It was a reptile store, from an actual breeder. It's not like a Petco, or other pet stores where they captive or wild catch them and sell them. No, she's captive bred. She's a hypo boa. She's a little under 3 feet, about 2 inches under 3 feet. She's 6 months old now. We've only had her since December 30th of 2011, so what now? It's February 15th. So we've almost had her for 2 months. She's grown a little over half a foot since we've got her. When we got her, she was eating like rat pups. Now we feed her small rats. She takes it just fine. I feed her every 5 days. Oh yeah, but I call this my husband's snake because when I went to the pet store, I really wanted another snake, but my husband gave me a limit on pets, but he really liked the snake, and I liked her too, and so that's kind of my way of getting her. He calls her Miss Bursty. I hope she gets pretty big. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see this big boa. I'm in the process of right now trying to get him another boa, but she has a little bit of cage aggression when we first got her, which I guess is pretty normal for young boas because they're insecure. But I worked with her, and now I don't have any problems getting out of the cage. Sometimes a little snippy with my husband still, but not really. She's gotten a lot better. She's also met the baby. They've gotten along pretty good. She's also met my Great Dane. They get along good. She's a really nice snake. She's very gorgeous. I came up with the name Burst, even though it's his snake, because, actually, no, he came up with it. I just agreed to it. But, normally, you can't really see it, but normally her colors are yellow, orange, and red. They're just like a big burst of citrus. So that's where he came up with that. Right now, she's really brown and red because of her shed. She has a very long shed cycle, too. But she sheds good. She's only shed once since we got her. She shed the day I gave birth to my son. It's kind of funny. But yep, this is Burst. Right now she's in a 40-gallon breeder tank, but we're going to turn my old toy box into a snake cage for her, which is actually a pretty standard cage for a boa. It actually happens to be 4 by 2 by 2 feet, so it works out well. Then we get to recycle. Alright, so I'm going to go get my last reptile and my last snake. It's Warp. He's a spider ball python. We've had him since, I think, like January 8th or something like that. Got him off of Craigslist from a guy. Wanted to get rid of him. Paid $100 for him. Thought it was a pretty good deal. He's about 500 grams. Yeah, he's still off eating from the whole breeding thing. And unfortunately, I couldn't get a female to start breeding him with. But, unfortunately. But, he's a little jumpy, so I haven't let him meet the baby yet. He's very stiff all the time. I'm not sure why. If anyone has any opinions on that, let me know. But I'm going to go get him now and put Burst back, okay? Alright everyone, I have to do this one kind of quick because my baby's actually being quiet and I have to leave soon to go do my taxes, which is pretty exciting because I'm going to invest most of it towards my snakes. Okay, but this is the last one. This is Mr. or I call him Warp, but my husband calls him Mr. He's a spider ball python. We've had him a little over a month and a half, and he is finally going into shed. He's still off eating for the breeding season. Can't get him to eat. He's lost a little bit of weight, but not too much. He either soaks all day long or he sits in his box. He's really, really jumpy. Just in general, he's very stiff too. Maybe someone that knows why they do that or why some ball pythons end up like that, that would be nice to know. Because I personally haven't found anything. I've done a lot of research and I can't find anything why people, or like anyone saying, you know, what their opinion is. He does have the, you know, normal spider wobble, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's funny to watch. Like I said, he's really jumpy. He strikes really fast. That's the only reason why he hasn't met my baby yet, because, you know, I don't want nothing happening. But, yeah, you can tell he's about to shed. His tummy's all red, or like he's just starting to shed. But you see how balled up he is? Seether never balls up for some reason. I guess this one's a typical ball python, balls up, which I'd rather him do that than try to eat me. But yeah, that's Warp. It's the very last one. In a few days, I should be getting a pair of het albinos, 100% het albinos. I'm pretty excited because first snakes I've bought directly from a breeder and offline. They're babies, so it's going to be a few years till I can breed them, but I'm pretty excited. I got a lot of ideas. I'll be starting up their cages and stuff, so pretty stoked. Well, there you go.